Marvel's original Daredevil series on Netflix was replete with brutal moments, but I think Daredevil, Born Again has far surpassed even its most gruesome scenes. As the MCU's latest TV R-rated series, Daredevil, Born Again boasts its fair share of violent moments, with the titular superhero snapping plenty of limbs in his journey to re-embrace his Daredevil persona. This culminated in the show's most violent episode yet with the Daredevil, Born Again finale, which reintroduced the Punisher and his ultra-violent methods and saw Kingpin and Daredevil fully unleashed. This exemplifies a novel direction for the MCU that began in early 2024. Echo was the franchise's first clear foray into mature ratings, though whether it truly earned that age rating is debatable. The only cinematic release of that year for the MCU, Deadpool and Wolverine, then followed suit in a big way, delivering the wanton violence for which the merc with a mouth is well known. Nevertheless, Daredevil, Born Again's most gruesome moment has challenged even those in Deadpool and Wolverine. Daredevil Season 1 set the pattern for all Marvel Netflix shows. Daredevil embraced an R rating. Daredevil's canonicity with the MCU was relatively unclear when it was released in April 2015, being produced by Marvel Television in association with ABC Studios. Sitting outside the parameters of other MCU productions allowed the show to branch out into R-rated territory, which it did so with gusto. This is partly what made the show so compelling, as audiences were, until then, unaccustomed to seeing Marvel's foremost superheroes wreaking no-holds-barred havoc on their enemies. It also gave the show free rein to deliver some of Marvel's most high-octane tooth-and-nail fight scenes, like Daredevil's now iconic hallway brawl. Daredevil, Born Again actually managed to beat this. Kingpin surpassed his previous most violent moment. Fisk crushes Chief Gallows, Michael Gaston, head with his bare hands in Daredevil, Born Again Season 1 EP 9. Image via Disney+. Daredevil, Born Again Episode 9 was the show's most violent episode yet, with Daredevil and the Punisher's takedown of some corrupt cops being a standout example. Although it was particularly bloody, their fight was pretty standard fare and didn't tread any particularly new ground, especially where the Punisher is involved. Their fight paled in comparison, however, to one of the last scenes of the show, where Kingpin sought to make a public show of his strength and remove Commissioner Gallo from the picture entirely. Kingpin's method of killing Gallo was as shocking as it was gruesome, opting to crush his skull with his bare hands. In doing so, he surpassed his most grievous killing until that point, which took place in Daredevil Season 1 when he killed Anatoly Ranskahov by crushing his head with a car door. Kingpin's head-targeting methods are gruesome enough, but Marvel Studios' decision to maintain focus on the grisly scene as Gallo's head was crushed was a particularly shocking decision that, quite frankly, blew all previous depictions of violence in the MCU out of the water. Is this what we can expect from Marvel's street-level shows going forward? Daredevil, Born Again has set a new standard. If Daredevil set the standard for subsequent Marvel shows and their TV R ratings, I can't help but wonder if Daredevil, Born Again will do the same for future MCU shows. Mature ratings now appear to be the standard for street-level shows featuring most New York-based heroes like Daredevil and other Defenders. It is hard to see how the MCU could surpass the gore and violence depicted in Daredevil, Born Again, but I admittedly thought the same thing after watching Deadpool and Wolverine. Daredevil, Born Again might have set a new bar for the MCU and what it is willing to depict in its mature-rated shows and movies. I don't suspect that upcoming MCU shows like Ironheart will continue the TV R-rated trend within the MCU. I wouldn't be surprised if Daredevil, Born Again Season 2 or the upcoming special feature for The Punisher, in particular, might double down on the violence of Daredevil, Born Again Season 1. Then again, it's hard to imagine even these shows delivering a more shocking scene than Kingpin crushing a victim's head.